Welcome, everybody. Can you hear the cryings in your soul? There's more than one. It's up to you to choose who you feed tonight. My grandmother used to tell me stories about the red string of fate. She says that every person has one tied to their finger, and on the other end of the string is the person you are destined to be with. This relationship is said to transcend both time and space, and the two are meant to be with each other eternally. My grandparents met each other by following their strings. They said that it was the best decision that they ever made, and I was ready to make my decision as well. The moment I turned 21, I left home. Traveling to my destination without knowing exactly where it is was long and exhausting. At first, I was naive and thought that we lived in the same country, and if I just kept traveling east, then we'd meet. I took the train and hitchhiked, trying to save some money. I ended up reaching a dead end, but my destiny told me to travel across the seas, so I did. I took the plane and traveled to a closer country. Unfortunately, I used up all my money at that time and had to stay and work for a bit to be able to continue. I worked for a year, but it definitely felt longer than that. There were times I looked up the sky and wondered if he was doing the same. Was he also traveling to meet me? Did he know that I even existed? To answer my curiosity, I expectantly tugged at the string. I guess not. But that didn't stop me. I wanted to surprise him anyway. I worked and traveled, going further and further east. After traveling for 2 years, 8 months, and 17 days, I felt his first tug. It was the most exciting moment of my life so far, but not for long. Somehow I knew I was getting closer. Just a few more months, then I'm sure we'll meet. We pulled our strings back and forth for weeks. Even though there were no words exchanged, he was able to cheer me up when I was down and love me every day. Months passed, and suddenly he stopped. The string wasn't cut. It was just that he stopped tugging. It made me reckless, and I grew more eager to see him. I took the plane and rode a bus all the way to the countryside. The sky was bright, the trees were green with flowers in full bloom, and the air had a sweet smell to it. I got off the bus and proceeded to walk. The string was leading me into a field. There must be a village up ahead, I thought to myself. I walked through a field of roses and picked a handful to give him. I fixed my hair, straightened my shirt, and put on some lipstick. I continued walking. Slowly, the sky looked darker, the trees browner, and the air heavier. With every step I took, I could see the end clearer and clearer, but there were no sign of him. In the middle of the field lay a tombstone, and the thread continued beyond the ground. I was still and silent. I didn't know what to do. The sun had set, but I stayed. I didn't even know what he looked and sounded like. I bawled my heart out until I passed out. My body laid on a field of roses until dawn. In my dreams, I saw a man standing in front of me. I couldn't see his face, nor could I hear his voice. He was holding out his finger, showing me his red string. Our string got shorter and shorter, and I soon found myself in his arms. He hugged me tightly, wrapping his long arms around me, and his head resting onto mine. We stayed like that for a while, and when he was just about to say something, I woke up. Ever since then, I found strength to live. I knew in my heart that he wanted to tell me something. I just had to keep dreaming. I dreamt for months to see his face and years to hear his voice. I was 26 when I finally heard his first words to me. "Let's be together," he says. "Over the 1,000 times I've had with you, I cannot stand to be apart any longer. You are my destiny. Come." I didn't understand what he meant. This is an impossible love. I looked down at my finger, and it was still there, the bright red string tightly tied. I tried a few more nights. We talked a lot. We got to know each other. We went on dates. We flew to different countries, ate amazing food, watched the sunset together. They were perfect. Every single time I tried preventing him from telling me to come. It sounded ominous, and if it was what I thought it was, then I couldn't do it. I was happy with what we had, at least at that time. More time passed, and the more I see couples around, the more I was persuaded stronger. In the end, I realized that my love for him surpassed time and space. On the night I decided to tell him, he came up to me and hugged me tightly. Tears flowed down his face. He held my hands and fondled with the string. "This will be the last," he said. He took out a pair of scissors from behind, and before he could do it, I grabbed him by the wrist and took the scissors away. I couldn't believe it. He wanted to cut ties with me. He knew how much it would hurt me, but he still decided to cut me out. I looked at his shocked face and I couldn't stand it. He begged me to forgive him, but I did not. Instead, I got angry. My love for him vanished then and there. I took a few steps back and forced myself to wake up. Panting, I looked at my finger and cried. I spent the mornings figuring out what I wanted to do. I was in a daze half of the time, and planning my revenge in the other. During the nights, he'd come begging at my knees, promising to love me forever. I'd force myself to wake up every single time. This went on for months. I had become so tired of it all that I turned to pills to help me sleep. Taking them once a week became 2, and 2 became every day. I found that taking pills prevented him from showing up in my dreams. It was all good for a while, until I started seeing him again. This time, however, it's when the sun is out. He would appear on my job, by my house, and in my bedroom. This time he wasn't begging. He was just standing there looking at me with hatred in his eyes. I tried to get rid of him numerous times. In the beginning, light punches and kicks drove him away, but he started getting persistent, and after a while, I was using objects to swing at him. It got extremely violent to the point where I'd be breaking things that surrounded me. I did not notice it immediately, but with every day that passes, the red string was turning black, and on the day it turned completely, he appeared in front of me holding another red string. He told me that if I let him tie that string over my black one, then we could be together forever. He said to trust him one last time. He opened his arms and signaled me to come. He mouthed the words, "I love you," over and over again, and the sincerity that I thought I saw made me want to give him another chance. I was an inch away from him when I saw the same old scissors hidden in his breast pocket. My eyes widened and looked at his smiling face. How could he? He tricked me again. I got closer and closer, and took the scissors out of his pocket and pointed it towards him. I loved you. I did. I took what bounded us together and pulled it hard towards me. The scissors I held in my other hand pierced his heart as his body approached me. Blood gushed out from his heart and tears from his eyes. Finally, I thought. I looked down on my finger and cut our string. Were the scissors dull? I tried again and again and again. It didn't work. I guess this is what it means to be eternally bound to someone. Hello everybody, thank you for watching this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a 2-part story. So this week we did the girl character's point of view. In next video we're going to be telling it from the boy character's point of view. So please check that out. And if you guys would like to If you guys would like to help us out, please click the like and subscribe button down below, and hopefully we'll see you every week. Bye!